Hey everyone, this is Susan Giatti in the car line again. I wanted to take some time and talk to you about the steps that my family took to move from California to Texas with the baby. So the first thing that we did when we were thinking about moving from California to Texas was we took a road trip out with the 3 kids, and I was pregnant with our 4th, just to check out the different areas and the different neighborhoods. We ended up checking out areas like Frisco, McKinney, Prosper, Salina, and we immediately fell in love with Prosper. There was just something about it. It was very family oriented, family friendly. People were waving hi to us as we were driving around the different neighborhoods. We had an agent during our trip show us different homes in the various areas that I talked about, and set us up on a search as we made our way back to California. So now we had to decide whether or not we wanted to sell our home in California or rent it out, and we chose to sell it since we were leaving the state altogether. We listed our home in California, all the while trying to find something here in Texas, and we put a contingency on the home being sold as long as we're able to find a home in Texas. We did put a couple of different offers in on homes in Texas, but they were all, getting outbid at that time, and this was like at the height of COVID. But then finally we were able to put an offer in on a house, and it got accepted. At this time we had also accepted an offer on our home, and we let our buyers know that there is the contingency of us finding a home in a different state. Both my husband and I went out during the inspection for the home in Texas to actually look at it in person since we hadn't seen it yet, and we loved it even more, loved the neighborhood, so we continued to move forward. We had our agent in California and our agent in Texas always communicating with one another, which was really helpful, and they kept us in the loop with all that was going on with the transaction. Fortunately, we were able to close on both ends of the transaction, and it all worked out, and it all kind of fell into place. We started researching different moving companies. Did we want the moving company to pack our stuff and unpack it? Just various different details that go into that. And you need to do your research when it comes to moving companies, because I definitely regret going with the company that we did. Because they ended up charging us a lot more the day that they showed up, and we obviously couldn't say no because everything had to go on that day. Plus, our items didn't show up in Texas on the timeline that they had given us. It showed up actually way later, so that was a whole other thing. My husband was able to go first, and we stayed behind. I stayed behind with the kids, just with my parents or my sisters, until he kind of got situated and was able, to set everything up for it. For the first few months, I was flying back and forth to California with the kids because their school was remote. I was working remote. I didn't want to be in Texas. I was literally far away from everyone I knew. Everything was new. I was terrified. I was scared. Even though I knew God's hand was in all of this, I was sad to be away from everyone, my sisters, my parents, and just the thought of starting over terrified me. I mean, it was to the point where I had the baby in California. I didn't want to have the baby in Texas because I wanted to be with my parents. I wanted my sisters there, and my husband flew out to California. Ever since having the baby and being in Texas full time, I've definitely adjusted, and I love it here. I wish we had moved sooner, and I wish that all my family members would listen to me and move. Hopefully they're watching this and they take this as a sign. I mean, were there challenges? Yes. Were there difficulties along the way? Absolutely. But we've learned to kind of adapt. The kids are loving it here. We love it here. We're comfortable. But I've also learned a lot along the way, and I want to be able to provide what I've learned, all the help and support that I can give to another family that wants to make that move and is scared and they have questions. I want to be able to support you and guide you through that process. I love being a realtor. I love helping people, and I want to help you make the move too. Let's chat. Contact me today because we gotta go. I'd love to help you. Oh, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with other people that you think might find it helpful. See you next week.